would care too for him.
Right. And
coaching staff, players.
The big difference, you asked about the difference between Randy and David, and Randy has not run out of people in the locker room who want to help him. David did. I had two guys. I went to a guy on behalf of David, frankly, and said, he's lost. He told me he's lost. He wants somebody to take him to lunch just so he's not lost. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You might be able to narrow it down to two.
Right.
If you follow the Cowboys, you might be able to figure it out. And this guy told me,
absolutely.
I stood in front of a meeting room one day and yelled at everybody, we've got to support. And David was standing right there. We support you. You guys that don't, you're wrong. We support you, David. We're with you, David. And then this guy and David walked around the corner, and this guy got in David's face and said, I just put my balls on the line for you. Don't screw me.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, next practice, David didn't show up. And that was the last straw in that locker room. One of the leaders of this team put his balls on the line for David Irving, and David didn't care.
Well, and I feel like David Irving has zero clout in the locker room, whereas Randy Gregory, everyone would welcome him back in the locker room, and they would help him along.
He hasn't worn out his welcome.
No.
David did.
Everyone knows.
Podcast you guys have heard, Don?
Oh, probably greatest podcast ever. David Irving.
I'm actually paying attention.
Thank you.
No,
I have not seen her on her phone yet. So I mean,
oh, she was there.
I was posting links to his YouTube.
Okay, well, can you post links to our YouTube?
Yeah, would you probably have a bigger following than we do. So
She does. What's up, Red?
Hey, your Facebook Tolos thing, by the way, which Lauren is obviously the backbone of.
She is the backbone of the Tolo page on Facebook.
A backbone of, I should say. Really, it's very
I'm
unique.
just the disciplinarian.
I know, but congratulations. It's a unique.
thanks,
unique
Mom.
We are the Drug Sports Podcast. I am IndyCar Tim. He is Big Red Lance Dorsett. We have a very special guest tonight, Mr. Mike Fisher at Fish Sports on Twitter and everything else from 105.3 The Fan, exclusive. And we got a lot of insights tonight. We are currently talking about Randy Gregory versus David Irving. Two different scenarios, actually two very similar scenarios, but two very different situations.
Going completely opposite directions.
Going opposite directions because David Irving has no desire to play football. He wants to play football, but he doesn't want to put in the work. And then, of course, Mr. Randy Gregory, who could be, the second or third defensive end on this team if he came back? Where are we putting him?
Robert Quinn's here now. So Robert Quinn's going to start. Right. And Tank Lawrence.
Yep.
So he's healthy, he's going to start.
Right.
And so, yeah, Randy
Dude,
Gregory.
you can roll Randy Gregory out there with him?
In position to succeed.
Wow.
Yeah. I talked to Rod Marinelli about this a couple weeks ago. Could you, because you know how they put Crawford inside?
Yeah.
Could you put Tank inside?
Crawford does not belong inside, in my opinion.
Well, but it's third down.
It's third down.
You don't like him?
No, he does not have the swim move to get around.
All right, but he's a defensive end pass rusher that you would put a defensive tackle on third and 7.
But not if you have Randy Gregory there.
Yeah, and he didn't give me the keys of the city on it, but it makes sense to me because Tank Lawrence is stout enough.
Right.
To play inside. So could you line up Robert Quinn on third and 7?
But would
Robert Quinn outside,
Randy
Gregory outside?
But would Tank okay that move?
Tank's not going to care.
Oh, he might care.
You think he'll care?
Yes, I believe Tank will care because Tank's position is on the end.
He's getting paid.
That's true.
He is getting paid.
Dude, you got paid.
He doesn't need to
line up
now to get paid. That's true.
But
line up where we tell you to line up and do your job.
But at the same time, you still got to make some of these guys are prima donnas. We still have to make them happy.
I don't think Tank's a prima donna. Do you?
I'm not saying he is.
Nobody has evidence.
I'm not saying
of
he
that.
is a prima donna, but if we move him to the inside, maybe he gets his feelings hurt, and that delves up something else.
But I'm going to move him inside once a game.
I would love to see it try.
When you say once a game,
I would love to see it try.
How many times is
right?
It's
on third down.
7. It's once a game.
Right.
I will say this about Tank, and I wish more people knew this. He could have had surgeries twice in his career and said, "I'm not playing anymore. I can't even feel my arm," and he kept playing. So he's not a prima donna.
Right.
And
Right.
He deserves credit for that.
No, and I don't think anybody thinks he is.
Yeah. Football war. I don't call him warriors because actual warriors are actual warriors.
Right.
But football warrior, he's that.
No, and dude, Tank Lawrence, dude, how does that draft pick look right now? Good God.
Yeah. He's a stud.
Those draft picks, but
they've nailed a lot of them at the top.
dude, they have nailed everybody.
Yeah.
Man, we have gone so far off topic right now.
Where's your run sheet? Where's your fancy run
The
sheet?
run sheets, look, hey, I have a run sheet. But you know what else?
Yeah.
Our run sheet was dictated by Mike Fisher being here because he's a badass and we
When's
love
next
Mike
week's
Fisher.
show?
Next week's show, we'll be right here in the same table, 9 o'clock. So let's get into short shots. This is my favorite subject, my favorite segment. What? No, I'm really not.
Oh, yeah.
Is he loopy?
Oh, no, I can hear his voice.
Loopy, buzzy, or drunk?
Hey, can you do this?
I already did.
Can you do it again?
I don't think I need to, but I will.
Could
What
you?
does he fill that up with?
That's vodka, water, and Neo.
Then he puts a drop of chocolate in it. To make it it's a dessert treat.
No, I was giggling because I can hear it in his voice.
I put whatever I need to put in it.
No, you're good.
So short shots. God, really? Y'all don't like that?
Stop touching that.
We're all drunk.
Stop.
Because I made that to be our like.
That needs to be something else.
It's horrible. I
Aw.
sent you a suggestion.
We need like a.
Oh, you did?
I
Where?
did. It's on your.
Well, I can't look at it right now. I'm on the air.
Oh,
love
well, I
you.
mean, we're having
I'm
cross
sorry,
conversations when we're on the air.
Fish,
So
we're very,
what the fuck
we're
does that
very
matter?
responsible and professional.
Yes.
Professionals.
Wow.
What does she sound like?
So, hey,
Kinda.
Fish
Yes.
and Lance, are you guys tennis fans?
When it comes to the majors, yes.
Well, there was a major
There
this
was.
weekend.
There was.
Are you
And
guys
there
ready
was
to
a-
watch 5 hours and 44 minutes of a tennis match?
Dude, was it only 5:44? Because I thought it was
I think
longer.
It really was something like that.
So we had a major this weekend. We had the finale today, and we had two of the greats fighting it out for the Wimbledon championship. Djokovic and Federer. I'm a big Djokovic guy. I'm actually a big Federer guy.
Well,
I'm a guy of not
the
Nadal.
semifinal may have been just as big when you had Federer and Nadal battling it out.
No,
in
yeah,
the
that
semis.
was the best.
I mean,
that was the best. Who hates tennis? Mark hates tennis. Why do you hate tennis?
dude. You have to like tennis just so you could play the air guitar with the tennis racket.
I mean,
Let me
Jesus
show you a picture
Christ.
of my oldest son. Everybody says looks like Rafael Nadal. You want to see a picture?
Yeah. No, I see that.
Yeah, I would
it
say
can
my
work.
son
It
Nate
work.
is a handsomer version of Rafael Nadal.
So breaking
Can I
news:
show him on? Can I show him?
Mike Fisher's son
Huh?
is Rafael Nadal.
How do I do it?
Go to the camera.
We're gonna like producing on the air. Keep going, closer, closer, closer. Keep going. No, you got to keep going. Keep
Keep going,
going.
fish.
Keep going.
There you
Go
go.
right there.
Right there.
Oh, dude. Oh, here we go. Exclusive.
That's what she said.
Dude, I don't talk about tennis much, but when you got Wimbledon, you got a major.
Yeah.
And you got Rafael Nadal, who did not make it
Oh.
because he sucks.
He did get a haircut. He's got much
And that's
shorter
why
hair
he
now.
sucks. He cut his hair. He's like Samson in the Bible.
I bet.
He cut his hair, and now he can't play
Does
tennis.
the Bible come up on this show quite a bit?
No.
Nope. That's the first Bible reference ever, I believe.
Thanks, Fish. We had Federer and Djokovic. By the way, Federer, the greatest tennis player of all time, after Andre Agassi.
What?
Give me Agassi. Greatest tennis player of all time.
Better than McEnroe.
You decide his haircut.
McEnroe is second.
Better than
Are we gonna power rank tennis players right now?
Jimmy Connors.
Third. Let's go. Let's power rank tennis players right now.
Yvonne Lindell.
5th.
Oh, come on. Man, I didn't like the dude because he won all the damn time, but he was
Forrest
great.
Becker.
3rd. I mean 4th.
What's
4th?
Who am I leaving off? The guy that's won more majors than anybody
Steffi
else.
Graf.
Chris Everett. Chris Everett Lloyd.
She is.
Chris Everett Lloyd.
She is not a dude.
Chris Everett Lloyd is number 1 in the women's.
Chrissy Everett was married to Greg Norman. Was.
Wait, what? Huh? What? The golfer?
Yes. She was married to
Wait,
Greg Norman.
no. Wait, whoa. Chris Everett
Greg Norman
was married to Greg Norman, the
Greg
golfer?
Norman had Chris Everett.
They were married?
They were.
Okay, I know.
2008 to 2009.
We-
Confirmed.
Bam!
But then
What the hell?
We were married for 1 year.
Was that a thing?
Apparently, if they were married, jackass.
How did you know that?
Because I follow sports.
All right, I have to apologize to Mike Fisher right now because we are producing off the air. And I did not
Actually,
know
on
that.
the air. This is not off, and you are drunk.
Oh my God, you're way more. You want to talk about drunk?
I'm
Let's talk about you the last 2 days who didn't answer my texts or my phone calls.
because I was sleeping.
Because I was sleeping.
You had to come, like, make sure you were alive.
Yeah, I had to come over here for a wellness check today.
What you
I
could have
watched a
called
30 for 30 on that marriage.
Really?
1 year marriage.
I didn't know it was a thing.
One of the handful of greatest golfers of all time. One of the handful of greatest tennis players of all time. What went wrong?
And they are. They're one of
Do it,
yeah.
Fish. Do it.
Produce it?
Yes, do it.
Or just make it up as
Just
we go along.
make it up. We'll make it up as we go
Hey, that's
along.
what we do. So, by the way, one of the greatest,
the
maybe
30 for
the
30.
greatest Wimbledon
Drunk.
final of all time was today. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
And
I'm
you
a-
are
He has been drinking.
hammered.
I'm a tennis fan.
You're hammered.
I got shit that I can't see.
I only
Okay.
know
Here,
him a little bit,
here,
but he
here,
tilts his head down,
Here.
starts talking like this, and thinks he's a newsman. That's when it comes out. Oh, boy.
So, you guys y'all want to talk about Wimbledon?
No.
Fuck it.
All right.
No way.
Wimbledon happened today. That's all I care about. Hey, here's something official I want to talk about. Bud Selig,
Yeah. Bowl cut, bud.
bowl cut
Ever
Bud.
seen his haircut?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I also saw a story where he was not very nice to Barry Bonds.
Oh, really?
And neither were any of us because Barry Bonds is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I guess.
So short shot number 2. Not that that matters. I'm just doing it anyway. Bud Selig says Barry Bonds was not likable and recounts misery of watching him break the home run record in his new book.
Seems inappropriate,
Well, he's not the commissioner anymore.
but he was.
Yeah, so kind of do whatever he wants, right?
He's trying to sell a book.
Trying to
Because
sell a book.
While he was a commissioner and a used car salesman, he could only afford a $6 bowl cut haircut. Now he wants a book.
Even though
Fancier haircut.
he owned the Milwaukee Brewers
Speaking of the worst haircuts
before he was
in
commissioner.
professional sports.
Who?
The
What?
Oh, Bud Selig.
well, besides Bud,
No.
we're talking about the owner of the Raiders.
Oh, poor
What?
old Mark Allen. Mark Allen.
Yes, there you
No.
go.
Another bowl
Oh,
cut.
Mark Allen or
Mark Allen, right?
No, it's no.
No, Mark.
no? Mark Allen is the new owner. You talking about his dad,
No,
Al Davis?
Al
the
Davis. Mark
son.
Davis.
Mark Davis. Mark Davis.
Now we're all
Mark,
wrong.
Mark Davis.
We're all drunk.
Mark
We're all
Davis has
drunk.
the absolute worst haircut, and he flies to the hairdresser to get his hair done. Pays $600 for a
It always
haircut
looks like that.
that looks at most absolutely ridiculous.
Have you seen
Shit.
my haircut?
You have the same haircut I do, son.
Oh, my bad. Who?
Mark Davis?
Mark Davis's wife? Is she hot?
Yeah.
She's,
Really?
If she is?
guess what?
Shocker.
Guess what? Guess what?
Go to the research department. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Looking-
Lauren's gonna look it up right now.
We ain't saying she a gold digger,
Okay, so hey,
but she ain't missing.
I
No,
have
no,
stuff
no.
to talk about.
Let's go to the ham cam and find out some research.
Ham cam.
Yeah.
You guys really have a ham cam? You should.
No, we do now because you mentioned it.
It's pretty sweet, isn't it? The ham cam.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we go.
This is officially turned
On
in.
August 7th, 2007, Barry Bonds officially became Major League
Al
Baseball's
Davis'
all-time
son, Mark
leader
Davis, with his yellow bowl cut, has a
in
10-year-old
home
wife.
runs.
She looks like Harry Potter.
Oh, God. I don't even know what's happening right now.
Wow.
This is officially turned into the greatest shit show of all time.
What's her name?
Hermione? What are we looking at?
His wife.
That's
Is that him?
Yes, look at that haircut, dude.
So true.
Oh. What does that tell you I can get? I love you. I love you so much. On August 7th, 2007, Barry Bonds became officially Major League Baseball's all-time leader in home runs when he hit his 756th career bomb into the seats.
Off of who?
Did anyone? We're not going there. We're not. No. Was that?
Don't you think?
Was that the Bassick home run?
That's basic.
Yeah. As a curator of the game, shouldn't Bud Selig keep his mouth shut?
Yeah,
We
probably.
have been responsible for helping Barry Bonds be likable.
I disagree. I say no. But he did at the time when it was happening. He was commissioner. He kept his mouth shut.
Well, that was.
I agree with that.
Oh, that was big. Thanks.
I don't know what percentage of America hated Barry Bonds for doing that. And this goes back, hey, so I wasn't alive in 1961. Not claiming to be alive in 1961, but there were a lot of
I was on my third marriage by then.
Hey now.
fucking fish. Fucking fish. So I would pose a question that whenever Roger Maris broke, what was that guy's name that played for the Yankees?
Babe Ruth.
The big dude,
Babe
the
Ruth.
fat.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know Babe Ruth. So whenever Roger Maris broke Babe Ruth's home run,
Right.
61.
Great movie, by the way.
No, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal,
Yeah.
by the way. There was a lot of people that were not on board with that, right?
Correct.
Like he got death threats
Yes.
when that was happening. So whenever this was happening with Barry Bonds, of course we're in social media, we got everything going on. Did he get death threats? Like I wanted to threaten him, but did he get death threats publicly?
Because you would dominate him.
I would dominate baseball. No, I hate Barry Bonds.
I can't believe it.
I hate Barry Bonds. He's an idiot. He's a cheater. Dude, I will hold no punches with him. Dude, there is no reason that he is in the record books with in Major League Baseball for holding the home run record.
And by the way, James
Nope.
Garcia, my haircut
Does not
is
work.
perfect.
I
Who?
think that history will go back and realize steroids.
No, I
It
think
needs to be.
history will go back in, let's say, I don't know, 50 years. Do you think they'll even care about steroids?
No.
No.
And that's why I think Barry Bonds will be forgiven. Just
Ugh.
like, Pete Rose. How many greenies did Pete Rose take? A
Dude,
doubleheader. Way too many. An illegal number of greenies.
do you think Pete Rose is a Hall of Famer?
Is there a
Well, first
legal
of all-
number of greenies?
Just like when I mentioned Hitler earlier.
Oh.
We're not talking about Hitler. It's Pete
Hitler and
Rose.
Pete Rose in the Hall of should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame are the two enders of a talk show, but I mean, of course he is. He's not a legend of the game.
No, he's a Hall of Famer,
Who cares?
and he's not in there.
Yeah.
So this for the same reason that Pete Rose should be in the Hall of Fame, Barry Bonds should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I disagree. The steroids and greenies before that, and then the invention of spectacles before that.
All right, agreed.
A guy was born without good eyesight, but then they invented glasses. Now he gets to be a baseball player. Well, that's cheating. Why do you get to
Is
wear-
it? Is it the same thing?
It's exactly the same thing. Advanced medicine came along and said, now we can use steroids and you can stay fresher longer. What's the
Okay.
difference?
Okay. No. That's a different argument though. If steroids are going to be legal in Major League Baseball, then it's legal for everyone. So all of those records, stats should count.
Okay, I'm taking you down to
But
a
it was
ridiculous
not.
wormhole here.
But it was not legal.
First time that glasses were invented, whenever that was, Ham Cam Research Department.
Oh, she'll find out. She'll
And
tell
there was
you.
a shooting
She'll tell you.
exhibition. There was a shooting competition, and one guy walked up with glasses, who the week earlier hadn't had glasses. I guarantee you, his competitor was going, "Hey, whoa! What are those glass things on your face? You can't wear those." This was in before the Bible. I don't know when.
The 13th century, invented around 1258.
Seriously.
Oh God,
Don't you
we
think?
actually have stats for that.
So,
So what you're saying is that Barry Bonds and his steroids were a fair advantage that everyone had access to
and who
should have used.
Which ones didn't use them? That's a short list.
Did Roger Maris use steroids?
That was before his time. So no, he probably
Okay.
used greenies. But the other thing
Probably.
he used is a 162 game schedule instead of 154.
Versus 154.
That's why people hated him, because he was desecrating the great Babe Ruth
Right.
and getting more games to do.
But he
it.
also played for the same team, which is really weird. I don't
Very weird.
get
It's
that.
very weird
I don't get
to have
that.
hated Roger Maris.
As a Yankee.
North Dakota, right?
Yes.
He's a white guy with a crew cut from the
Yep.
Dakotas who's just trying as hard as he can. Very weird.
I follow you. I disagree with you on the Barry Bonds thing. It's so hard to disagree with you
It's
on.
just modern. It's just modern technology.
Then
the baseball didn't catch up with. The
We're gonna have
players
a-
did. The game did.
then why
I'm
did
gonna have a show
America and
opening.
Congress have such an issue with it?
What are you really want the answer, or do you already know it?
No. Why? Why was it a bit? Because I really don't know. If it's made available to everyone, if everyone can do steroids,
Greatest way to get elected is to wear the flag like a blanket. You
Ugh.
wrap yourself in the flag, and you poo-poo every single person that ever looked crossways at the flag, and then people vote for you. That's why. To say that baseball is pure sounded right to voters, even though in their heart of hearts, baseball's not pure. It's just a business.
Yeah.
But those politicians played political games and wrapped themselves in the American flag. It was a damn shame.
No, you're absolutely right. I will not argue with that. I hate Barry Bonds. I hate what he made of the game. And
You hate Mark McGuire too?
He did the same shit.
Did the same exact shit.
Yeah.
You hate Sammy
Yep.
Sosa? You hate Rafael Palmeiro?
I hate 1998.
Sammy Sosa is becoming a
I
white
hate.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, I hate 1998 and what that made baseball, because everyone left baseball in 1998 because of that. There was a
But you can't be
so
anti-Bonds.
1994. Okay, if we're gonna go back, 1994 is when the strike happened, and everyone left baseball in 1994. 1998 was supposed to be the reason they came back,
Right.
and that was because of Sammy Sosa and Barry Bonds.
Right.
Not Barry Bonds. Sorry.
Mark McGuire.
Mark McGuire with their home run chase.
But your boy Rafael Palmeiro was over there doing the same thing.
Yes, and that's. Then why didn't he hit 60 home runs?
Because he's old.
Because he moved. I don't have the numbers in front of me. He moved from 10 to 30. And Barry Bonds moved from 15 to 60.
So I'm okay. I'm okay with steroids. I'm okay with performance-enhancing drugs. If everyone does it, make it available to everybody so they can all hit 50 home runs. They can all hit 60 home runs and make it exciting for everybody.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. But in 1998, it wasn't available to everybody, and it was frowned upon. And we had
The hell if it wasn't available
we
to
had
everybody.
the
All those
worst
dudes had no money to do
fraud
shit.
in Major League Baseball history after the 1919 White Sox or Black Sox scandal, because it was a scandal. It was terrible. What's up, Jeb?
What up, JEB?
And it gave baseball a black eye.
Yeah, you know what the difference is, though? In the Black Sox scandal, a team was trying to lose.
Right.
In steroids, a team was trying to win.
Individual players are trying to
That's
win.
why, like, betting on. I don't care if a guy bets on his team to win. I don't want him to bet on his team to lose.
Right. P. Rose. What's our? Let's talk about P. Rose. Hall of Fame or not?
Yeah,
Absolutely, he's Hall of Fame.
Lead pipe cinch, Hall of Famer. He
Why isn't he in there?
because the purists want to pretend that this is pure.
But it's not the purist's decision. The decision is the commissioner of baseball.
No, well, but the baseball writers are the curators of that.
And they're all
museum,
old.
And they're all old. They're all white, and they all hang on to this pretense that it's the same pretense in politics, the same pretense in the church. That there's a purity that doesn't really exist. It's not reality.
Right.
And baseball clings to that, and it's unfortunate.
So do you envision a time in baseball future, our future, when Pete Rose is granted a spot in Baseball Hall of Fame in our lifetime?
The next commissioner, I'm surprised this commissioner hadn't done.
No, I'm surprised this commissioner hasn't done it too.
Because I do this and I don't know enough about the Baseball Hall of Fame. I'm a beer and a half in, but I know about Pro Football Hall of Fame,
right?
Which is it's too exclusionary. It's too exclusive. It's there's these incredible players that we grew up with that will never get a sniff of the Hall of Fame, but when we watched them, we were going, oh my gosh, that's the most incredible player I ever saw. But he won't get in because of timing and politics and foolishness.
Right.
And so my belief is
incoming,
whether it's Pete Rose or Cliff Harris, better put them in before they die.
Yep.
Because it's no fun when they're dead. It's no fun to watch some guy's granddaughter go up there and accept a trophy.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
So you're gonna who nobody.
No, if Cliff Harris gets in after he dies,
Then it's not.
It's not the same.
It's not what it could have been.
Right.
So RJ Choppy and I argue about this all the time. He goes, well, there's not that many great players. Yes, there are.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's that many great players. The Dallas Cowboys, I did a story on this the other day. You can see it on the 105.3 The Fan website, I believe. Cliff Harris was the all-70s, all-decade safety. He was the best safety in the NFL for the decade of the 70s. He's the only guy on the all-70s team on defense to not be in the Hall of Fame. Drew Pearson is on the all-decade team in the 70s. He's the only guy on offense to not be in. How can you be the best player of a decade at your position and not be in the Hall of Fame?
Because who votes for the Hall of Fame?
Okay, so, who votes, but also the exclusionary system where, I don't have this in front of me either, but it's like 5 guys plus 2. But why can't 15 guys go into the Hall of Fame at the same time? What if
that's against the rules?
What if there's a year when, I don't know, help me with some names, but DeMarcus Ware, Jason Witten, and 2 guys on the Bills, and 2 guys on the Raiders, and 2 guys on the Broncos. Okay, that's 10 guys. They all should go in. Nope, they can't. Sorry.
Because we have a limit.
That's the way it works. Why would you have a limit?
That's why the Hall of Fame is a farce. And the voting process is a farce. It's East Coast biased.
There's that.
Let's talk about how many. And I don't want to bring this is not a thing. It's a thing. I don't want to talk about it. How many 70s Steelers are in the Hall of Fame, as opposed to 70s Cowboys?
Right.
Yes, the 70s Steelers won 4 Super Bowls. 70s Cowboys won 2. How many NFC Championship games were the 70s Cowboys in?
The majority.
Well, Cliff Harris played in 5 Super Bowls.
Cliff Harris. How is Cliff Harris not in the Hall of Fame? Charlie Waters. Too Tall Jones. Harvey Martin. Yeah. All of them are worthy.
What I would suggest to you is, you guys are right about the Cowboys. You're Cowboy-centric, and that's fine. But the same thing is true in Tampa and Minnesota and Seattle and San Diego. The same thing's true. Jim Marshall played defensive end for the Minnesota Vikings for 20 years.
Is Jim Marshall not in the Hall of Fame?
Not in the Hall of Fame.
Probably because he ran the wrong way.
He ran the wrong way.
20 years.
That one time he ran the wrong way.
That one
in the
time
NFL
in
for
training
20
camp,
years.
he ran the wrong way.
4 Super Bowls and a starter for 20 years. And Jim Marshall's not in because the voters are going, well, we already put Alan Page and Carl Eller.
Frank Tarkenton in the Hall of Fame?
Frank Tarkenton is, yeah.
Okay, good. No, so yes, 4 Super Bowls in the 70s.
Just open it up.
4 Super Bowls
this year, by the way. This year is the centennial year. They're saying we're gonna put 5 oldies in. So that helps. It should be 20, but they're putting in 5. That'll help.
Who picks the 5?
I assume it's the same voting
It's the same damn riders.
group. But Ferris will get another shot. Drew Pearson will get a shot.
They're not going to get in.
You guys know Tommy Nobis, right?
Yes.
He's the greatest Atlanta Falcon ever. He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Nope. Are there any Atlanta Falcons in the Hall of Fame?
Let's start a petition and get Fish a vote.
Why doesn't Fish have a vote for the Hall of Fame?
Why doesn't he have a vote?
Shereen Williams represents this area
He's
and does
a
a
sports
fantastic
writer?
job. It's a thankless job. It's a lot of work.
But maybe we need more than one.
So it ain't the
Maybe.
same as the Baseball Writers Association. What do we have, like 10 people in DFW that are part of the Baseball Writers?
So is it all sports? Is it 5 years after you retire that you're eligible for all sports?
Football is.
For football, it's 5 years.
Well, I know football is, but is it
I'm
the
not sure.
same for
No.
everybody?
No.
I'm not sure.
Oh, Jeb says yes. Hey, by the way, what's up, Jeb? How you doing? He's got his beer. He's a good dude. He's a 12-pack in, and we're not, by the way.
It's the longest radio show I've done in 15 years.
Is it?
Yes.
Since you were on KLIF 11, the Mindy 1190.
Yeah. Well, me and Fishnado. We
Oh, yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Where's Nate? We should have Nate on.
I had him killed.
Oh, oh hell!
As well you should.
Exclusive.
So, Fish, here's something you need to talk about.
Yes.
The NBA next year is set to implement coaches' challenges. You've heard this?
Yeah.
I know he's heard this. It's a trial basis for 1 year. They agreed unanimously to approve coaches' challenges for 1 year.
All right, you ready?
Let's go.
So I'm doing a radio show. I'm in
Give it to
Arizona
me,
at the
fish.
Super
Give
Bowl.
it to me, fish. Push, push.
That's not what that says.
That's not.
George Young, the general manager, late great general manager of the Giants, is my guest on the show. And this must be 1995, I guess. And he was the pusher for what has come to be called replay, which is the dumbest name ever because
Right.
it has nothing to do with replay. It should be called
Review.
referee play.
Or review. Yeah.
Wait.
What's up?
Did you hear
What's
that?
up?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Referee play.
Referee play.
Referee play.
I've been writing it for 20,
Yes.
25 years and
Awesome.
nobody ever called. So George Young is saying, well, we're going to use TV cameras and video to help officiating. I said, but George, the TV camera lies. He goes, oh, what do you mean? I said, the TV camera distorts. It's a piece of glass with a tube and a cord. It's not better than a man's eyes.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, it's absolutely better than a man's eyes. I said, Mr. Young, even if it is, after it goes through the glass and the tube and the cord, then where does it go? He goes, what do you mean? I go,
To the
it
man's
goes
eyes.
to a man's eyes. It's still the judgment of a human. So why not eliminate the glass and the tube and the cord, save ourselves hours and hours and hours of waiting, and do it the way we used to do it when we were kids, which is the traffic cop said, stop. What'd you do?
Stop.
Did you
Stop.
argue with him and said, well, yeah, but I caught the tip of the ball. The traffic cop says, go. What did you do? You go. The way officiating used to be when I was a kid is when the umpire or the ref said you're out, you're out. And I officiated quite a bit in my 20s. And I had two great teachers who told me on a bang play in baseball, softball, whatever, let them argue for a second. Let them argue for 10 seconds. You let him even cuss you out if it's close, because it was close. You're not 100% sure you're right. You gave it your best shot.
Right.
So he gets to argue a little bit, and then what does he do? He goes in the dugout, and that's the end of it. The NFL now, what do we do with officiating now in the NFL with the call on Sunday? We're still talking about it on following Thursday. How is that good for football?
By the way, Des caught it.
They should unplug the cameras. They should tell all the Dean Blandinos to go back home. Let the referees referee, make them full-time. I don't need a referee
Are they still
on
not
Sunday.
full-time?
No, they are not full-time.
Dude, have them are lawyers and
They're
attorneys.
lawyers,
Well, that was the old
attorneys,
days.
principals,
all that shit,
and salesmen.
They make more money than God, and they
Back in the
still
day, it
make,
was $1,500 per game. That was the 80s.
Hire full-time officials and tell them you are in charge of the game. You, not a TV camera.
I think it's a
not
great
Dean
idea.
Blandino drinking a martini with his feet up on the ottoman in Manhattan because
Right.
he's watching TV. They
In the
can
office.
decide whether Des
Right.
Bryant caught it. He's watching TV in New York.
Right.
I got a guy on the field in Green Bay looking right at it. Right or wrong, I live with that guy's eyes. I don't live with that guy's eyes.
But this is where we're going. This is the future of the NFL. And now, apparently, it's the future of the NBA. So the NBA already has replay. They already have the referees
Which stinks.
can walk to the sideline to see, okay, who touched it last. We've all watched an NBA game. It was in the playoffs.
It affected the national championship.
It affected the national championship in college basketball.
Yes.
And they got it wrong.
And they
absolutely got
I
it wrong.
slapped the ball out of your hand.
They
Replay.
absolutely got it wrong.
And again, when we were kids, if I slapped the ball out of your hands, it's off me. I slapped it out of your hands. Replay made it look like, I don't know, maybe the guy.
It
your
tipped his
fingernail.
pinky finger on the way out. Yeah, well, you know what? If you didn't have that pinky nail to snort
Red
coke
light,
off of, maybe
stop.
it would have hit it.
Green light, go. Red light, you stop. That's
Snort
what officiated should be.
Coke
Green light,
off
you go.
of.
I say it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. That's it.
Des caught it, by the way.
Of course he did.
I already said that.
So Fish is not on board with the NBA's,
It's just more jibber jabber.
and it's going to delay more games.
And we'll make games
Right?
longer, just like it makes football games
Here's my
longer.
best evidence of it, and this will happen in basketball. In football, Aikman and Buck, and there's a controversial call, did he catch or not? And Aikman looks at the replay and say, well, he clearly caught it. And Buck, who's just as smart, looks at the replay and said, oh, Troy, that clearly bounced.
Now what do you do?
Well, you guys just looked at the same replay as Dean Blandino looked at. This is going to happen in the NBA. Well, that's clearly goaltending, Charles. No, it's not, Ernie.
Oh, that would be so great.
Where are we going to get it? It gets us nowhere. It's fake. It's advancing.
Chuck
fake.
and Shaq arguing about shit like that would be
And they
awesome.
will.
Well, that's football, though. I
No,
mean, that's basketball. That's what people want to see on that show.
Arguing.
Is them arguing.
Yeah.
That's why there's
Just like now.
This-
They want to see us arguing.
I'd like to see you in a fist fight.
Oh, it's going to happen.
This?
A drunken fist fight. The first of those three things you've already got handled.
You should watch.
Drunken
It's going to
fist
happen.
fight.
Don't make me flip this
So-
thing on your ass.
Fish, I don't know what kind of baseball fan you are.
My boy.
Have you ever heard of stealing first?
I heard about this, and I have not read up on it, but
I want
I'm
you
about to tell you.
Please,
hear the clown
please.
show that this
I'm
is,
about to
yes.
tell you. So the Atlantic League,
which
which we talked about earlier,
which is the
probably a
same
month
league,
ago,
which is the same league that has gone with the
robotic
the
umpires.
robotic umpire.
Yeah.
So the umpire behind the plate has an earpiece in. The pitch comes in. It comes down, tells him ball or strike. He calls it there. So which is idiotic.
Stealing first.
Well, no, I don't know if that's the case. He can still call balls or strikes, right?
The umpire is not calling balls or strikes.
He's being told.
He's
that.
being
why
told.
is he
He's being
there?
told what to call
Then why is he there?
because he's a figurehead.
I want to be a figurehead so bad. So the
You've got a-
Atlantic League of
you've got a hell
American
of a figure of a
Baseball
head.
has signed a 3-year agreement with Major League Baseball. And this is to test out new rules, which is disturbing because these new rules are so
Okay, so how did
disturbing.
steal first?
We're getting there.
We're waiting on you to tell us how you steal
It's called a
first.
tease. We're going to take a break right now.
Shut up. We have no breaks. Which I need one. I need to pee really bad.
Go pee. We'll talk about it while you're gone.
No, I want to hear. I want to hear this. I'm gonna hold it.
So part of the 3-year agreement with Major League Baseball permits Major League Baseball to use the league to experiment with new rules. So this week, the ALPB, God, it's hard to say, drunk, hosted their All-Star game.
So now you're admitting that you're drunk.
You're drunk.
We've gone to a new level.
You're drunk, sir.
We're all drunk.
We're all drunk.
Say thanks.
So the poor ALPB, by the way, which stands for the American League of Professional Baseball, hosted their All-Star game. Technology ruled like it does for our podcast usually. So the new rules for the ALPB, the pitcher is required to step off the rubber in order to attempt a pickoff. That is not the case in Major League Baseball. One foul bunt is permitted with 2 strikes before the strikeout is called. All right. So are you following me?
Yep, I got it.
All right. A check swing rule has been made more batter friendly, which I don't get. It's supposed to be monogamous.
No, if you swing, you
I
swing.
don't get it. Yeah, it's a check swing or it's not. But here's the big one. The batters
Fish, we're
may
finally getting to
steal
it.
first on any pitch not caught by the catcher.
What?
So what we're talking about is the same thing as the strike three rule. When you swing a strike three, it's a pass ball. The ball's gone. You can run to first.
Sure.
This is now true of any count during the pitch count.
So if it's a wild pitch or a pass ball,
It's 0-1.
I can haul my fat
It's
ass.
0-1.
What if he does catch the ball?
Doesn't matter. Well, you're not going to try to.
You might,
Well, you can,
Catch him.
but why would you?
because there's a guy on third.
And you can double steal.
Yeah.
Double steal
That's the
situation.
stupidest thing ever.
Hey, but
Go ahead.
here's the ridiculous part of it is that Major League Baseball has implemented these rules into the Atlantic League as a tryout. So while this may not happen, probably won't happen in Major League Baseball, they're looking at it. Right? So you're the batter, you're 0-1 on the count. 0-2.
I'm 0-2.
You're 0-2.
I'm 0-2. I'm running. If I-
Yeah.
You're 0-2, and there's a
pass ball. I'm hauling
There's a
ass.
guy on third.
freaking-
No, not a pass ball. I'm down 0-2. I'm not a good hitter. There's a guy on third. Here
pitchers.
comes the pitch.
This would be great for pitchers.
I'm running to first.
And it's a pass
and my guy on
ball.
third's going to score.
Dude, you run.
You know,
Doesn't matter what the count is. You run to first.
it sounds idiotic as hell, but I kind of like it.
It's not baseball, but it's a fun new idea
Right.
of a different sport.
Well, I mean, we're hey,
Yeah, for a different sport.
It
Fish-
sounds like hockey. It
Fish-
sounds great.
we're changing.
Just all substitute in and run around any way we
We're
want.
changing all the damn rules of all the sports anyway because football is still not football the way we used to watch it years
I know,
ago.
But for football,
It's-
we're
I mean-
not to kill each other now.
But my question is we're still. I know guys are bigger, stronger,
Ooh, we
faster,
caught it.
and shit like that happens. But it's not football.
Is this messing with the fabric of the game of baseball?
Like what you're talking about, the fabric of football.
You're talking
is gonna
about
mess with,
football.
but it's probably going to saving people's
I-
lives.
I do understand
The
that.
fabric of baseball.
And you know, greats like Tony Dorsett are living with whatever it's called, where they
CTE
yeah,
and all the rest.
CTE and all that stuff, and that's tragic.
If football
it
doesn't
is.
change, your grandson won't
Absolutely.
play football. No way will he play football.
Well,
There'd be no
and-
reason to.
and
How did
that's
we get on that?
Well, because we're talking about changes of sports.
changes
Whereas
in rules of professional
Baseball is
sports.
just trying
Okay.
to score another run per game. Why?
No,
Football
baseball is trying to instill excitement in their otherwise
And I think
boring
this
game.
does.
Like, I'm not bored by baseball. I love baseball. I will watch baseball every day. I will go to the ballpark, and I will watch it start to finish from wherever in the ballpark. I will watch it on TV from start to finish. But
Okay.
there are other people who make fun of me for doing that. They want to instill some excitement
So I applaud you for doing
and
it.
speeding
But
it.
if you
and
tell
speed.
me, well, Fish, now you should watch baseball because a guy might steal first. That's
Yeah,
really
that's
not
not
going to
gonna
change
happen.
my game plan.
Nope, will
on
not
Sunday.
happen.
Sorry.
I agree.
Okay.
Lance hates baseball.
I don't hate baseball. I played baseball.
I feel like you hate baseball.
No, I don't hate baseball, but I think I kind of like the idea of stealing first.
No, you know what?
it-
but it's not baseball.
It's not. But again, the rules of all professional sports change. They evolve. It happens. If something changes
True,
all the
Lance.
damn time.
So, Fish, I know you've probably already heard this.
It's getting close
during
to Fish's
the
bedtime. We have to wrap this
CBA
shit up.
talks with the NFL. The NFL owners have reportedly given a proposition for an 18-game schedule, which is no news.
Hey.
They've been wanting that for 10 years.
But
But this proposition will limit players to 16 games. Have you heard this?
Bullshit.
oh yeah,
Bullshit.
I know Fish has heard everything. Nothing is new to
So-
him. So the NFL owners proposed having an 18-game schedule with a 16-game limit for players, meaning that the backup quarterbacks would be forced to play in at least 2 games, and superstar quarterbacks like Mahomes and Brady would be forced to sit for at least 2 games every season. Of course, it's not just quarterbacks, but every player would be forced to sit at least 2 games.
why are we asking for trouble?
Teams with better overall depth would be rewarded. other
Yes,
teams
That's true.
would suck.
When I
Expand the roster.
No, same roster.
when I find out that this is the week that I'm the Bills and the Cowboys are playing me, and this is the week they're going to sit out Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott because they think they're going to beat me, the Cowboys will lose that game.
But would you
Right,
sit
so
them out
beat
on
your
the same
ass.
week? You wouldn't sit them out the
Well,
same
you're sitting
week.
out somebody. What are you doing with Amari Cooper? What are you doing with Tyron Smith? What are you doing with Zach Martin? You're sitting out a bunch of somebodies for two
But
games.
you're not going to sit Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott on the same week.
No, but you sit out Ezekiel Elliott and I mean, how many you got to sit out in a week?
Whatever, however it adds up to. Like, you got to sit out everybody at least 2 weeks.
I mean, what a ridiculous effort and strategy.
Understood.
At some point, you're sitting out Tyron Smith
Agreed.
and the Bills are going to find out. You're not playing Ezekiel Elliott against us because you think you're going to beat us. They will kick their ass. That's
Agreed.
ridiculous.
I am all for an 18-game schedule, but not at this expense.
I can give you an 18-game schedule if you're the owners. I will give you an 18-game schedule if you get preseason games down to one.
Or
Cut off two.
or who was it? Was it
Zero.
was it Montana? Joe Montana, did he not say you could go to an 18-game schedule right now if you cut 2 minutes out of each quarter?
That's true too.
Oh,
If you cut 2 minutes out of each quarter,
Okay, but that's better than this stupid idea.
No, agreed. But that's still
But
ridiculous.
how about this? How many preseason games do they play in college?
none.
How
None.
many preseason games do they play in high school?
None.
How many
But,
preseason games do they play in middle school?
None.
So the Louisville Flag Football League doesn't play preseason games
But you know why
And
they
they're
play
six.
preseason in the pros?
for money. So let's convert that money to
The
two regular
money.
season games, but dump the preseason games, and the per game checks for the players go up X% because they're playing two games. Agreed. We got a deal. How easy was that? The CBA is settled.
the NFL Players
So are you going
Association
to
is
meet
stupid.
with
That's
the
why.
owners and the CBA? So you're going to go meet with the CBA. You're going to be there.
I would be
And you're going to
fascinated.
do that.
I would be fascinated to be on the side. I'm not pretending I'm smart enough. I'd be fascinated to be on the side of the Players Association, the union, to help them understand. You guys have been going since 1972, and you've never won anything. You've never won one negotiation. You've never got
Ever.
I still talk to players who
Because
think
they have the absolute worst Players Association of any major league sport.
these young players think that when they go to Oxnard and don't have two-a-days, they think that they won something. Like two-a-days. Oh, you could have 2 days. You just wouldn't bash each other.
Dude, it's so bad.
In a salary cap era, you still wouldn't tackle. But 2 days, not having 2 days makes you a worse player.
Right.
You get less practice,
Right.
less reps.
You know who would like this day and age, their 2-a-days? Deion Sanders. He would love that. He would love this day and age, their 2-a-days.
David Irving still doesn't want to do this shit.
Oh, Jesus
The
Christ.
players union, boys, needs to say, we will give you this, but you got to give us these 5 things. If I could do them off the top of my head. Article 46, dead. We are done letting the commissioner suspend people for 1 million games just because he's in a bad mood. 2, the
Bitch.
decriminalization of marijuana. You're going to be the last company in America that fires people for smoking pot. 3, I want guaranteed money.
Why not?
All the other leagues have it.
All the other leagues have it. Exactly
The
right.
average NBA player makes $7 million guaranteed. The average NFL player makes $1 million non-guaranteed. It's ridiculous.
I did not know that.
It's unbelievable.
There's no guaranteed money
No,
in the NFL.
there's no guaranteed money.
Like
you can get it.
Signing bonus.
You can
They
negotiate
call
guaranteed
it
money.
guaranteed money.
You can negotiate guaranteed money, but in the NFL, it's a no-brainer. Your contract's guaranteed, 100%. I don't want any more preseason games. Period. I don't need preseason games. We all know it. I've told you guys this story before. 1991, I go down to Austin for training camp. I go to Dave Wanstedt, the defensive coordinator. I say, can you help me out? I need to do a prediction of who's going to make the roster. And he says, well, I'll get back to you. I go to Norv Turner. Can you give me a prediction of who's going to make the roster on offense? Later in the day, they both handed me 2 sheets of paper. It was everybody who was going to make the roster. The opening day of training camp. They knew.
Yeah, there
And
you
every
go.
once in a while, somebody pops up and surprises you, or there's an injury. We do not need training camp we don't even need training camp to
No.
determine who's going to make the roster.
Right.
So these handful of things, the NFL Players Association should simply say, we will not play in 2021 unless you give us these 5 things. See ya. And they would. And baseball did it.
Yeah, baseball's the most powerful, by the
And
way.
that's why.
Players Association, yeah.
They were willing to walk
Yeah.
away. It is the, and I no, this isn't my job. It's their job. Who am I to tell Tyron Smith walk away from football?
Yeah,
Say goodbye to millions and millions of dollars.
Right.
because he
But-
won't do that.
Well, but baseball did,
Well, no.
and baseball's young children and grandchildren and great grandchildren now benefit from
Right.
what guys did in the 70s. Kurt Flood, Andy Messerschmidt. Does the NFL have a Kurt Flood and an
Nope.
Andy Messerschmidt? Maybe not. But if they get one, they can win. Because the Players Association needs to win. In the NBA, the agents run it. In baseball, the union run it. And in football, the owners run it. And the players are not partners in the NFL, and that's a damn shame.
So, but for some reason, the biggest fucking play for the owners is they want more money. Like, that's part of the CBA right now. The owners say, we want more money. Do the players understand, though, that if the owners get more money, they also will get more money? I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer.
Not guaranteed money.
Well, no. Do the NFL players deserve guaranteed money?
I'm literally going out and putting my life on the line for the silver and blue.
Right.
A basketball player gets it. A baseball player gets it. Why would I not get it?
So would the owners not? Would Jerry just go, well, then go play basketball, go play baseball?
I'd be fascinated. I'm not going to pick on Jerry. He's my guy. I'd be
No, I
fascinated-
love Jerry. No, he wouldn't, and I don't think he would do
I'd
that.
be fascinated to see what the Joneses would do if the Cowboys player said, "We're not playing." I don't know what he'd do.
Are we going to run into 1987 all over again?
And again, that collapsed because not enough players chose to
No.
do what I wish they would have done. Although I understand it, they got bills to pay. It is a little different in football. You have a 3.5-year career in football on average,
Right.
whereas in baseball, you can go on strike for 3 years and come back and play baseball at 39 now.
Yep.
So it is different. I get it, and I'm not telling the players in the NFL what to do. I'm just saying, if you want to fix this, this is what you should have to do. You know what RJ Choppy's idea is? And it's not often I quote an RJ Choppy idea.
You don't
It's
usually
not
do
often
that.
anybody quotes RJ Choppy.
And we did this on Twitter, and then a bunch of people said, no, you couldn't do that because of this and this wrinkle and that wrinkle. But the idea generally is fine. You tell the Players Association, tell you players in 2020, save your money, get ready.
Right.
And in week 8, on Monday of week 8, walk out. And the owners say, where are you going? And they say, call the Players Association.
Yeah.
We're not playing. Or week 10 or whatever. Maybe I think Choppy's idea is on the verge of the playoffs.
Right.
Well, yeah, you got to do it early enough so all the teams are still in the playoffs.
Right.
We're taking your playoffs away from you, boys.
Yeah.
You're not going to get TV revenue from playoffs. You're not going to get ticket revenue, obviously. We're not playing. I bet you the NFL would settle that week.
Right.
They'd give you
Well, you
marijuana.
think. You would think.
They'd give you marijuana.
Is
They'd give you
marijuana?
They'd give you
Dude, that is the
46.
biggest. That is the biggest thing.
Is
on
marijuana
the
the
table.
biggest
That's the biggest thing on the table.
subject on the
Article
table?
46, marijuana, preseason games, guaranteed money. Oh, and CTE study. The
Oh.
NFL should spend $1 billion, $1 trillion on saving its own.
So I had to explain to Lauren the other night what CTE is, because she wasn't sure.
Why are we talking about it?
No, we were talking about it for some reason, and I said that players are concerned about CTE, especially after they retire. And we talked about Junior. I brought up Junior Seau, who offed himself in the sake of CTE study.
Right.
And the study came back. He had CTE. So I mean, it's not like it's not a deal. It's not a deal. Like it's not a CTE is not fictitious. It's a real thing. And the Players Association is concerned about CTE, as well they should be. But they also have to pay attention to their own. They have to pay attention to the current players. You can't just disregard the NFL Players Association to the NFL, right? Like at some point, you got to come to an agreement with this for the CBE.
My agreement is that the players coming in the NFL now know that there's a risk. Players coming in the NFL in 1970 didn't know there was that kind of risk. They had no idea. And I think if you studied this hard enough, Jerry, I hope you're not listening now. I think you
listens.
You might come to the conclusion that sports is doing to these players what the tobacco industry once did to smokers. You're fine. It's sexy. Sexy to smoke a cigarette. Maryland, look at the movies. They're doing it in the movies. Look how sexy it is. And the NFL is going to get caught here. And the NFL is going to have to pay $1 trillion in settlements anyway. Why not spend $1 trillion studying it, $1 trillion helping the victims of it? And then at the same time, today's players, I want you to know what you're getting into, because you're not gonna live to 90 if you play pro football. So let's understand that, and then come and take the risk if you want to. All guys, they'd all still do it. You're not gonna be able to move your hand when you're 50. I don't care. I'll move my other hand. That's fine. But you got to tell them, and they didn't tell them.
So, like today, draft picks this year, they have an orientation with the team. They go into the Cowboys briefing room, whatever, their draft picks 1 through 7, they're in there. Do you think the Cowboys or the NFL, there's a representative from the NFL to tell them, here are the dangers of being in the league?
How about if the NFLPA is in charge of that? The NFL supports their campaign to say, talk to your doctor about the risks of football. That's all you'd have to do. But along with that...
But do you think that happens?
No. Talk with your doctor about the risk of football. Here's a banana. Learn how to put a condom on it. And here's a financial advisor. And here's a financial advisor to show you how not to lose $1 million in a year. That wouldn't be out of line for those three things.
No, but does that happen? Like, do you think each team has that in place?
The banana happens.
Oh, Jesus Christ! The banana happened for me about 30 years ago.
You wouldn't have 17 fucking kids.
I wouldn't have 17 children I don't know about. But I mean, there's got to be something in place between the NFL and their new draft picks for the NFL to tell them, don't do these things, do these things, don't do these things, do these things.
I suppose they try. So the thing that I did on my YouTube channel tonight in my debut, thanks to you guys at Fish Sports DFW, is pointed out that Randy Gregory, part of his proposal to the league on Monday is going to be, what if my parents move here from Michigan and move in with me? I used to joke about this on 105 Through the Fan, half joke. My wife's parents, the lovely Marcia, her mom is
happy birthday, Marcia. It's belated, but
her mom, they're 90 now. Her mom's a saint, listens to the Fan, Rangers. Her dad was a fighter pilot in Korea, and his dad was an Allied spy in World War II.
Wow.
Oh.
So it occurred to me, because I'm close to Des Bryant, that when Des Bryant came here and was as lost as he was, they should have had him move in with the Murphys, who live 3 blocks away from Valley Ranch in Capel. And they would tell Des for the first time in his life, make your bed, take out the trash, home by 11, all the stuff that he never got.
Yeah,
all the stuff that Mike Madonna got on the farm.
Right. At 15.
Bale some hay, make your bed, take out the trash, go play hockey, get good grades. All that stuff that a lot of these kids, American football players, do not get, that maybe Randy Gregory will get again from his own parents. That should be part of the system.
Right.
That should be part of the NFL system, is almost foster parents who will be your surrogate uncle and aunt, if you will, who will love you and help you and show you how to drive a stick shift.
And they don't all have that. Like, nobody has that coming out of college.
No.
The NFL players.
College.
Jeez. What?
Coming out of college.
Honey, you're maxed out.
You want to say goodbye? Wrap it up.
I said college.
As the ham camp. Wrap it up, Ham.
You're done.
Wow.
Dude, I promise you this. We could sit here and talk all night long. We have the great Mike Fisher. We have the great Mike Fisher on with us, and I could sit here and talk sports all night long, but we can't. And We want to thank everybody for joining us. Timmy, let's put a bow on this thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I gotta take him home and deal with this.
Are you ready to close things out?
We're all drunk.
All right. Well, then let's say goodbye to Mike Fisher. Hey, Fish, glad you were here tonight.
Thank you
Appreciate
so very
you
much.
coming on with us.
So
Well,
very
yeah,
much.
dude.
Your guys'
for being
support
here.
of what we do at the Fan is incredible. There's nothing like it in the country. And then you guys helping me with YouTube, along with Kavanaugh and Dawson and Spittle and the rest, so I can be, one of the cool kids like you guys.
That's what we do.
Really, that the marriage between the Fan and its fans is unprecedented.
It's amazing,
cool.
right?
It's cool.
No, it's amazing.
We love it.
So we love Fish. We're glad he was here tonight. You ready
Dude,
in things?
I could sit here, like I said, I could sit here and talk for another 2 hours.
Oh, Jesus
But I
Christ.
know that
but apparently
One of
we
us can't.
We're and we're creeping up on Fish's bedtime. So
Well, I'm watching. We're at 2 hours in almost.
almost.
All right.
Almost.
So, hey, close things out for us, brother.
All right. Once again, Fish, thank you so much for being here with us. Jeb, Mark, Lauren, y'all, thanks for coming out. Always remember, if you wake up and the demons are fighting you, don't hesitate to call me. Look me up, find us, find one of us. We will come talk to you. We love you. We're always here for you. Thank you and good night.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Drunk Sports Podcast. Join us next time for a lot more alcohol and more drunk sports talk with Lance and Tim. Until next time, here's to you.
We're all drunk.
This is the funnest night ever. Look, some blue.